Welcome to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we're going to look at some updates from Ashleigh Banfield and Brian Entin on the Summer Wells case. I also, just quickly before we get started, want to thank you, all of you, for buying merch from the Let It Be range for Gabby Petito. I finally received my hoodie as well. You guys have helped to raise over $2,000. Now it's $2,279 for the Gabby Petito Foundation since we started doing this. I thank you so much. If you want to pick up some more merch, all the money raised from this range will be donated to the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm going to make the next transfer just before Christmas to the foundation so you can grab yourself some of this still. Okay, let's get started. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just quickly going to shift myself over because I want to play a video that I want to show you guys. Oh yeah, I've also launched this range, the Grizzly True Crime Christmas collection or holiday collection, if you want to grab yourself some of that. I know many of you asked for that, and it is now available on the merch store as well. Okay, let me put this video up for you. Here we go.
That 5-year-old girl has been missing since June 15th. Her mother, Candace, says that they were planting flowers at the front of the house with Grandma when Summer decided to go back inside the house. Now, that is where her 3 brothers were on the internet, watching TV, and Mom says she then came inside herself and asked the boys, "Where's Summer? Where's your sister?" And those brothers said she'd gone downstairs to play, but nobody could find her in that.
It's quite interesting how Don and Candace's story changes quite a bit, but I think, you know, we know that they've got drug and alcohol problems, so it could just be because of that. Like, it's a bit of a foggy memory situation. Because, you know, Don says he was at work, and then later he says, well, we were looking for Summer, probably when he got back from work. It just, like, the timeline sometimes with him is a bit strange. You know, at some point, I believe he implied that the boys were with him, and then Candace said the boys were at home, and it's just a whole mess. We have to look beyond just looking at the parents and being like, yep, it's those parents, they're guilty, because that's what everyone's been doing, I think, for like 5 months. So let's think a little differently. Let's try to think outside of the box. You know what I mean? I like that Brian Entin is there and that Ashleigh Banfield is, of course, covering it here on News Nation. Brian Entin is also from News Nation. So this, wow, what a great duo. Okay, so let's continue to see what they say.
That house. Here is Summer's father, Don Wells, back in June, describing what happened next.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since. Just some bad person grabbed her, but we have no idea.
I just pause here and there, right? Just to give some of my own comments as well. It's just interesting how here he says she went out. So she went out the basement door and we've never seen her again. That's interesting. You know, he didn't say here that she was taken out of the basement door. I know what he means, like she went out of the basement door, because he's saying that because that's the last known place she was in the basement, which had like a swing door at the back. Well, at the bottom, basement, at the back, to go out. Into the wild, which I also don't feel like she just like walk out there on her own, right? And never come back. But what Don is implying is that that is how she would have exited the home.
Local police and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation spent weeks and weeks searching that property around the house, even bringing in the dive teams to check the bodies of water, as well as issuing an Amber Alert. But here we are, 5 months later, still no sign of Summer Wells. I want to bring in News Nation's Brian Entin, who is at the Sheriff's Department in Rogersville, Tennessee. That's where Summer Wells went missing. Okay, Brian Entin, you do this better than anybody else. Just get me.
Yes. Do we agree? Okay, sorry for being such a super fan. Just really like Brian Entin and the way he covers things. So matter-of-factly, so chilled, non-emotional. Just let's get the facts, like what a true crimer, right? So yeah, Summer Wells have been missing now she's been missing for 156 days. That's what it is today.
Me up to speed on the investigation. Where are we at?
Well, unfortunately, basically nothing has changed in 5 months since Summer Wells went missing. I was inside the building behind me, the sheriff's office today, sat down with the sheriff, and that was probably the most jaw-dropping thing I heard since we got here. I asked him, since Summer went missing 5 months ago, what sort of progress have you made? Are there any new nuggets? Is there any lead? Is there anything? And he said flat out, no. They have no new leads, and he said everything is on the table right now, and every single person involved in this case he considers a person of interest.
Let's just have a look at that quickly. So this is the Amber Alert, which is still active. Summer Moon, Utah Wells, age 5, sex female, race white, hair blonde, eyes blue, height 3 foot, yes, and weight 40 pounds. Obviously, I work in centimeters, meters, and kilograms, but 3 foot, 40 pounds. Missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. Missing since the 15th of June, 2021. An Amber Alert has been issued by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation on behalf of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Summer is a 5-year-old white female, 3 foot tall, 40 pounds with blonde hair, blue eyes. Summer was last seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt and was possibly barefoot. If you have seen Summer or have any information regarding her whereabouts, please contact the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, 423-272-7121. And also there's that 1-800-TBI-FIND number as well.
Well, that's upsetting. Kids and people don't just go, vanish. They don't just go poof. They're somewhere. It's whether they're alive or dead somewhere. And, we have lots of tools to figure that out. Go back to the dad for a minute, because we talked about mom and grandma out planting flowers and the boys inside doing, what boys do on their phones and TV. Where was dad, and what's his story?
So the dad, Don Wells, he was at work. He works as a drywaller. He was not there when Summer went missing. He says he got the call and he rushed home and he saw his other kids, who have since been taken away by social services, by the way, because I'm not sure if you've seen the inside of their house, Ashleigh. It was a real mess when all of this went down. Very, very unsafe for children. But the dad was not there, comes home, sees his other boys out looking for Summer, and basically you summed it up. The mom claims that Summer was outside, went back in the house. The grandmother was also on the property. Summer suddenly goes missing. They're looking around and she literally vanishes. What the parents believe is that she may have wandered out of the house. They say that she was abducted, and that is what they think, either kidnapped or abducted, and that she...
Very interesting. So the parents believe that she was abducted or kidnapped, maybe possibly lured out of the home, out from the basement, which means that someone would have had knowledge of her even being down there alone, or someone would have spotted her maybe through the door and called her over or something. I mean, one can also imagine that a 5-year-old girl would be quite curious, especially if, speculatively, if her parents didn't say don't talk to strangers or whatever. It's such a remote home that if there's someone in the bushes there being like, come here. I mean, I don't know, even I'd be curious. I'd be like, what? What do you have, Don't do that. Okay, don't talk to strangers and don't do that. I'm just saying that I can imagine that a curious 5-year-old girl would be like, ooh, what is that? So it is possible. It's just, ooh, now who would that be? That is the question.
Went down a very steep ravine behind the house. But I was out at the house today and yesterday. The ravine is so steep, it's in the middle of nowhere. And the sheriff says it. I mean, it's not, they don't believe at this point there's any evidence to show that this was an abduction, because it's just, it's so strange that this would happen at this one house in the middle of nowhere on the side of a hill in Tennessee.
Unless it's someone who knows the family, right? So it's like a planned abduction. I don't know, someone who knows the family really well. Interesting. Thoughts? Leave your thoughts below.
So I'm just going to go back a gazillion years. like 20 years to Elizabeth Smart going missing, I said the same thing. I was outside, the Smart's house, and I said, little girls just don't vanish from their beds. I smell a rat. And there was a ravine going the other way, a steep upward ravine outside back of their house, and it turned out Elizabeth was up there. And she could hear people screaming for her, calling out her name, and she was captured by two evil boogeymen, a man and a woman who kept her for 9 months. And so I've changed my tune a lot on the fact that, weird, completely unbelievable abductions, they do happen.
Do you know about the Elizabeth Smart case, guys? Are you aware of it or not? Let me know as well. If you are going to leave a comment below, let me know as well in the comments if you are aware of the Elizabeth Smart case. Cases that grip my attention as well, that can it's one of those that I can't avoid looking at are abduction cases. Those ones always get me. I mean, I did an episode on the Fritzl case, which wasn't quite an abduction, but a father who kept his daughter locked in the basement for more than 2 decades. Ooh, it was terrible. He also kept his mother in the attic before that for like 20 years. Scary, very, very scary. So let me know if you know about the Elizabeth Smart case as well.
Happened to Mark Klaas, they happened to Ed Smart, they do happen. But let's go back to that house. You said inside it's not a good scene, but is there anything that investigators or even the parents can point to that suggests someone came in that house?
That is the house for anyone who's new to this case. There's actually quite a few of you in this Grizzly community who are new to the case, and it's my absolute honor to, talk about it on this channel, because I know so many channels have massive communities built only on this case. You know what I mean? Like, they really covered it for 5 months straight. I'm just starting out, as I said yesterday, with a fresh pair of eyes, joining in the mission with Brian Entin. I mean, yes, I feel like we think alike a little bit, it's just like, stick to the facts, bullet point, like this is it. And I mean, man, if I was in the States, I would also want to go there. I'm not part of a news channel, but I'd be so tempted to walk around Moab. Like, it's almost like living the dream through Brian Entin, just like walking around there, interviewing people in Moab, and even though a lot of them are quiet, and just what he's doing here is just like getting an interview with Don Wells, like, hey, what's up? And asking the right questions. I mean, it's just great. So this is the house. If you stay till the end, I'll show you some drone footage that I believe Don Wells has uploaded. It seems to be his channel. I can't quite gather it, but it seems to be. I'll show you some drone footage of the house as well.
And somehow drove up that big circular driveway without them seeing, and then somehow took Summer off into those, I guess, thick woods where they wouldn't have their car. I mean, none of it really logistically makes sense from a pragmatic, state. So what's the theory on how someone might have abducted her out of the house?
Well, according to the parents, when the search dogs were out there, they traced a scent from Summer down the steep ravine, not near the driveway, but down the steep ravine out to a more of a main road below. So the parents' working theory is there may have perhaps been a car parked down below, that someone got Summer up by the house, took her down this steep ravine, got her in the car, and then took off. And you're right, anything is possible.
It sounds a bit like a rescue mission then, you know what I mean? Did Grandma want to rescue her from that situation or what? Grandis, that's what she's called. There's Candace, the mom, Don, the dad. Then there's Grandis, whose name is also Candace, who goes by Candy or Grandis.
The sheriff said anything is possible. He said he has hope that she could still be alive somewhere. That's why we're hoping people take a look at her picture. Could she still be in the state of Tennessee? Could she have been human trafficked in another part of the country? He says anything is possible at this point.
Oh, I just hate even thinking that. Like, I don't want my head to go into that space at all. Maybe I'm Pollyanna about this, but you say traffic, and I just think, God, she's 5. Okay, so the red truck.
Unfortunately, it happens, right? But, oh, man, I really hope that's not the case.
The business about the red truck, they're saying it's like a 1998 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma, that's pretty specific, with a bed ladder rack along with white buckets in the truck bed. Who saw that and was so smart to get all that information and then remember it and then actually regurgitate it? Whose information is that?
So it was a witness in the area who believes they saw that red truck. Another neighbor also says that she thinks that she heard a scream around the time Summer went missing. So, of course, those were some of the things we brought up to the sheriff today. He said, yes, they're looking for the red truck, but he wanted to be clear, that's just something else they're looking into. They're
Of course, it's kind of like witness reports as much as, there must be so much information submitted to the TBI. Can you imagine? Like with the Gabby Petito case, how much information must have been submitted to the FBI? Imagine working through all of that. So, but I do hope they find this red truck because the person of the red truck, the driver, has not come forward. Even though the TBI is like, could that person come forward, please? No one's come forward, but those are some very specific details. I agree.
not sure if that is really someone connected to the case. Could it have just been someone driving by? Was there even really a red truck? They don't know. They want people to be on the lookout, but it's not like they've got some kind of concrete lead that there is an abductor who is in that red truck. He says they're not anywhere near close to that right now.
Okay, so you had a chance to talk to Don Wells. This is what I really want to get into, Brian, and we've got several bits and pieces, but I want to start at the top with the question about, I don't know, I think he's alluding to the idea that maybe Summer's mom doesn't hang with a good crowd, but...
Remember that? When Brian Entin asked about the friends, like, what about some of those friends, huh? And then he's like, oh, no, we can't go there.
Dig into that for me and give me what it was he said about that.
Yeah, let me set this up for you a little bit, Ashleigh. The Wells, Candace, and Dawn were on Dr. Phil last week. Dawn, the dad, says Candace did not want to go on TV. They had to really push her to fly out to California and go on the show and say that it was in the best interest of Summer to get the word out. So they go on the show, and at one point during the Dr. Phil interview, when they're asking her questions, she breaks down, she takes the microphone off, and she leaves. A lot of people following this case have questioned, including the sheriff himself.
For those of you who don't know, on the left-hand side is Summer Wells' mom, Candace Bly, and on the right-hand side is Don Wells. And between them all, 8 kids have been brought into the world. Okay, so there's Summer and her 3 brothers, and I believe that both of them had 2 kids before as well that are older. I don't know too much detail about them yet. As you know, I'm only just starting. Okay, we're gonna go all in. I'm just trying to get a grip on who all the key players are in this whole picture. But for those of you who don't know, I must remember that some of you, for you, it's like this case is brand new, right? On the left, Candace. On the right, Dawn. And yes, they were just recently on the Dr. Phil show as well.
Does Candace Wells know something about what happened? Not necessarily something that she did to her daughter, but does she know something about what happened that she is perhaps not sharing with authorities? And that sort of was the basis for my questioning of Don Wells. Take a listen. Is it possible that something happened to Summer that Candace knows about that's not her fault, but she is just nervous now and feeling bad about it?
Well, no, because she knows better. She would know to go directly to law enforcement. An accident's one thing. She would never do something like that. She knows better than that. I know it happens. It does happen with people, but no, she would go directly to law enforcement. She'd call an ambulance right away, number one, do anything. She would freak out.
I mean, I'm sure she would. I'm just commenting, right, that I believe from what I've read, that Candace called Dawn first, and then they both called 911 around 6:30 p.m. on June 15th, when Summer went missing. Yes. So in that scenario, Candace didn't immediately call an ambulance or 911 or anything. She first called Dawn, and then they called 911. Both of them called. Just side comment. Nothing, I'm not implying anything suspicious. I'm just side commenting.
Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but...
No.
You know what I mean?
No. She's a good mother. She loves her children.
So to say no, there's a lot of no's. Like just one no would have sufficed. And it's just, you know, I've just watched so many interrogation tapes and a lot of true crime, and they often say, you know, detectives, homicide detectives, people who interrogate people often say, if they just say no, that's enough. But like no, 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 no is like, ooh, that's a lot of no's. And yeah, some of you commented on the previous video where I was saying his eyes are closed, like she's a good mother. It's like he doesn't believe his own words even, you know? You saw it?
Would go directly to law enforcement. She'd call an ambulance right away, number one, you know, do anything. She would freak out. I mean,
Could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
no,
you know what I mean?
no, no, no. She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, you know, it happens.
He said it. She was with some wrong friends, you know, it happens. And then Brian Entin is like, oh, those friends. Okay, could you tell me more about that? Ah, if you saw the video from yesterday, then Brian Entin after that said, oh, okay, so do you think maybe some of the friends could have taken her or something? And he's like, no, we can't go there. Like, oh, but can we go there though? Who are the friends? Could we meet them? Could they come forward?
So, Brian, what did that mean?
There was like a silent stare down, huh?
Sometimes she chooses some wrong friends. That was kind of a sketchy thing to say.
Yeah, and for people who follow this case, and there are a lot of people online who follow this case very closely, that is what they picked up on. He has not said that before. And the question is, what did he mean by wrong friends? I pushed him on that. He wouldn't really elaborate and sort of change the subject. But yes, that was the interesting part to us. And even the sheriff today, when I interviewed him, said, yeah, that was interesting. We haven't necessarily heard that before.
You just mentioned something I think is super important, and the fact is that the kids were removed from the home. The other 3 brothers were removed from the home. Give me a little bit more on that, because that doesn't just happen because one child goes.
Don't you just love these two? Oh my word.
Missing. Like the Smarts kids weren't all removed from their home. There were 5 kids. They stayed with the Smarts, the other 4. So why were these kids taken out?
That's a very good question. Bottom line, we don't know. It's all confidential because they're underage, and the case has actually been put under a gag order. We weren't even able to ask Don Wells about that, or he could get in trouble. So we don't know exactly why they were taken away.
Interesting. Okay, and then just
So interesting. Imagine if we could talk to the kids. Of course, I wouldn't be suggesting like, oh yes, like I wouldn't be pushing anyone to talk to the kids, but I would hope that the investigators can. I mean, man, I'm sure if the kids each got put in separate rooms and asked the same questions, some information could come out there, right, of what happened.
the last question, and it's about, I think it was only like 2 weeks ago, you alluded to the criminal backgrounds of mom and dad. I mean, dad's got multiple felonies. He served prison time for drugs and burglaries. He's had multiple parole violations. Mom has criminal record in the state of Wisconsin. Most recently, she pleaded guilty to misdemeanor domestic abuse in 2003. But then dad, it appears, may have gotten a DUI just like 2 weeks ago. What's up? What's
True that. Interesting.
going on?
So he claims that he, is stressed about the case, obviously having a hard time handling his daughter being away, and made a mistake. And again, if you go and you listen to some of these YouTube shows that he comes on in the middle of the night, early in the morning, you can clearly tell that he sounds very different than the man that I interviewed in the afternoon yesterday.
Oh my word. Imagine, like, people are like, you could reach out to him, he'll be on your show, but like, imagine if he's on the show in a state. That'll be so scary and so triggering for me, so I'm just like rather not going to. Oh my word. Sorry, I'm like pausing because I'm just imagining it like, wait, what? Oh my word.
So there are definitely some demons there, and I think that this family is obviously having a hard time with what they're going through with their daughter being gone.
Thank
Well said, Brian Entin, huh?
you for watching. Click the red subscribe.
Yeah, so I'll link the source video down below. And now, as promised, let us also look at the drone footage. Just want to make myself bigger for a second while I show you this. You can now get your very own Christmas collection in the Grizzly merch range. We got socks, we got mugs, we got cell phone covers, hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. I think there's even a beach towel in there as well. So there's all sorts of things that you can get that I've designed for you. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for supporting all the things that I create. And also thank you for sending your merch pictures. You all look so amazing in it. Oh my goodness, I love these pictures. Send them to me. grizzlybookstruecrime@gmail.com. Yes, looking great, guys. All right. What have I got going on here? Same one there, same one there. Okay. Good job. Okay, so we did a little bit of map time yesterday. We're still going to do some of that in this case. But for now, what I want to show you is this is on the Don Wells Family official YouTube channel. It says 10.1k subscribers, Summer Wells, findsummerwells.com. So there's the official website. They say this is drone aerial footage that gives the basic layout of our property and how difficult the search. That's why I think, and the comments are turned off. I think Don Wells uploaded this. So let's do this. All right. Let me just make it slightly bigger for you. Yeah. Maybe I should put it on in the background. What do you guys think? Yeah, now we can really see, right? Okay, and let's just make this little grizzly a little bit smaller. Okay, are we ready, everyone? Here we go. I actually should... Let me play map time, because it's sort of map time. It's drone time. Okay, here we go. Wonder if I still have that song for background. I don't know. This one? I love drones, and I hope to have one at some point. I'm gonna pause that for a moment. You see, this is the house now. Here is the porch sort of area. This is where Grandis was staying in the trailer, and they were planting flowers outside here. But I mean, it's pots full of succulents. So maybe they just said flowers, but when you look at the footage, it's like, interesting. No flowers there, just succulents. I like succulents too. They're very low maintenance. Okay, let's continue. Rural Tennessee. Rogersville. And there's the main road below, you can see there. It's very high up, and it would be very steep. old school bus there too. What's going on there? Look at that old school bus there. It's like so weird. So many cars and things. I'm actually just trying to find the person. Just hold on one second. It was... I'll tell you the name of the person. I think it was Alicia that sent me all this stuff. Lisa. Thank you to Lisa for sending me lots of very useful links, especially this drone footage link. I really appreciate it. I think it's interesting that they're showing this. Lisa also pointed that out in the email she sent, but like focusing on this sort of shed area, which is right near the road as well. Interesting. Like, what is this? You know why I'm asking, right? Like, what is this? Right here. What is this? Because there's a pipe going up too. Let's look at it one more time from the outside. I mean, is it a little fireplace? A little incinerator? Is it? And Don made this footage, I believe. Is it? Again, I'm not implying anything. I'm not trying to imply anything. I just find it interesting how he's filming the inside of this specifically. Wow. And I just want to know what that little fireplace, little incinerator thing is. And what's it for? Shaking my head because there's like stuff everywhere. Look at that. There's like plastic, there's like old cars. That was sort of an old, what is that? What do you call that? Little four-wheeler. Very unkept, right? Unkempt. And this is probably like one of them dumb statements, but here's a red truck right here. I don't think it's the same red truck that they're describing at all. I don't know what truck this is, but it's pretty red. It's reddish. It's got the flat back and all that. But I'm not saying it's the truck. I'm just pointing out, oh, there's a truck. What are all these cars doing here anyway in this old school bus? It's so strange. My word. Why the mattress outside? I just see this mattress outside like that. It looks like a scary home, especially a scary home for kids, right? Dog trail entrance. Gonna sneeze. Back. Let's just look at the cars a little bit. Put the song back to the start. This truck doesn't look so red now, but the front of it did. Now it's like blue on the outside. Hold on. This is known as the swing that Summer liked. Dawn said this was Summer's swing. So that's probably why I'm showing it here. Steep, very steep. It's steep but doable, right? You can see there was like a little trail leading down there, and there's the shed at the bottom that he's showing again. many cars. Okay, so findsummerwells.com. There's contact details on there and ways that you can support the search and the TBI number and everything that is there. Let me make this a bit softer. So let me know what you guys think about that footage. What did you see that I may have missed? What did you see? I must say, of course, Don Wells gives me like a feeling like, oh my word, you know, for me as a woman, if I'm walking around, sometimes I get a weird vibe, you know, I'm just like, oh my word, stay away, like run, scary. And I would scurry away in a grocery store from Don Wells. It's just not because of how he looks, it's just a vibe I get. And I suppose it makes sense because he has a whole criminal history. He's got criminal records, burglaries, assaults, all kinds of stuff. His son is he's also got a criminal record for SA. So is his son 34? I think his oldest son is like 34-year-old son. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I remember reading yesterday. Has got a assault criminal charge as well. Don Wells has spent time in prison and stuff. So again, that doesn't mean if someone's been in prison, oh my word, like they're so bad, I'm just going to stay away. It's just for my own safety, right? I don't need more trauma. And I'm just saying, I would just feel like, ooh, I don't know. And for me, the incinerator, whatever that thing is, fireplace, the little fireplace in the shed, the fact that he filmed inside the shed, but of course not inside the house, that's interesting to me. The fact that there's an old school bus on the property, a truck that's red in the front and then like bluish on the sides, like that's interesting. The amount of cars that are there, the fact that they said they were planting flowers when there's really just succulents in the pots, that's interesting. And of course, just it is what it is. But in this footage, they could have, of course, they edited in some text and stuff and like this. So they could have put Summer's picture and then contact details, even though everything's here. So I just find it slightly, my own personal opinion, strange to put that one poster on the ground, on the roof, on everywhere. I know what it's for and I know why, but it just is like, I don't know. I just find it like, it's almost like putting it on the roof. And so if other drones fly over the house, there's always going to be that. That's what will catch your eye. You know what I mean? Anyway, again, I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just looking at the case matter of factly. And in fact, as I said, I want to think outside the box. I don't really want to look at the parents. I mean, we know the parents are shady based on their criminal records, but let's think outside of the box. That is just, let's say that's a coincidence. Like, they did nothing to harm Summer and they really don't know where she is. Okay, let's start there. Now let's think about, well, what could have happened? Who could have taken her? How could they have taken her? You know? I mean, it's pretty steep, but there are, as we saw, there's trails going down into the woods there like that and towards the main road. I mean, there's a little shed there as well. So even if, we don't know, what if Summer really liked to sometimes run down there and play, and now they don't want to say that because it's not safe for children, but what if she was there and someone caught her there? I don't know. There's so much still to consider. And as you know, all I'm really doing is covering the facts. So let me put this off. Okay. Just want to sip some water quick. Okay, I'm back with you. I put the mic off for all that sipping. I was so thirsty. I just made a bowl of popcorn. I don't have the bowl here anymore. So earlier when I was like, it's like salt, you know, I'm like chewing popcorn, like, oh, you don't want to see my popcorn face. It's like, I'm just like chewing popcorn and looking at this case of like, what? Well, eating popcorn, I don't know. I had a salty craving and I'm just like, looking at all this footage and all these missing people. Oh my word. Wow. But I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to comment. And if you are not yet, if you're part of the 42% or so that are not yet subscribed to my channel, even though you watch my videos, please do hit the subscribe button. I know some people are like, I never subscribe to anything. But like, why not? Why not support the creators that you're watching, right? It's free. Just click subscribe, hit the bell. You won't miss out on anything Grizzly Books True Crime. And if you don't want to hit the bell, you could hit subscribe and then just come and check on the page when you want to see something without being reminded. Yes, so later I'm having Stephen Keogh, a former Scotland Yard detective, on the show, and he's going to tell us how he believes Scotland Yard would investigate a case just like Summer Wells. So you guys are sending me links. I'm sending him links. I'm very excited to chat to him later. So I'll see you later for a live stream. I look forward to it. On all premieres and live streams, of course, the super chat and super stickers are active. Just know that YouTube takes 30% of that. It is what it is, right? And so if you want to support me directly, the two best ways. There's actually 2 or 3 ways. 1, direct to PayPal, no middleman. 2, buymeacoffee.com. Now, and from now until maybe, let's say, well, from now until Christmas, you can buy me a Christmas bauble or a Christmas something. I bought my first Christmas tree in 10 years. I haven't had one in 10 years. There's many reasons for that. I ain't going to spill the trauma. But finally, I have a Christmas tree again. I'm so excited. I'm going to decorate it next week. And I just need some more Christmas decorations and things. So if you want to buy me a coffee, and then now it's buy me a Christmas bauble, feel free. So there's the PayPal, buy me a coffee, or of course you can buy merch. This will go directly to the Gabby Petito Foundation if you buy from this range. But for my Christmas collection, like that, wait, whoa. That way. Like that Grizzly with a Christmas hat. If you buy from my Christmas collection or the Keep It Grizzly one or Map Time or anything like that, that helps me as well. That's a great way to support me and to wear the brand and, I don't know, show the world. Tell me where you wear it. Do you go to the grocery store wearing the stuff? That's so cool. Like, do you go to the movies? Do you go, I don't know, that would be so cool if you show me photos like out and about. Oh my goodness. I would love that. So send those to me on email, okay? And then, wait, one more thing. Thank you also to all my members. My membership is increasing. Thank you to you guys who have joined my membership. For $1.99, you get stickers that you can have next to your name, like a loyalty badge. Yes, there's like a little bear next to your name, and your name is highlighted in all live stream chats and premieres. And then you get to use exclusive emojis on comments and in live streams and premieres. And then for $4.99 a month, which is... it's like 1 cup of coffee a month, right? You get exclusive members only videos. For the $1.99, there are some videos that are there for you as well. Sometimes if I take videos down or whatever, or if I make a video that I'm like, this is for members mostly, I just put it for all members. But for $4.99, you get to come along with me on walks in the forest in the Netherlands, along the canals, where I just like talk. Remember the coffee times I did? I did coffee times about 2 weeks ago. I tried it out for a week or so, but it was just taking away too much of my research time and energy, you know what I mean? I got to wake up and start researching. That's what I got to do. I can't sit and have coffee and chat with you guys, as fun as it is. It's so much fun. I really enjoyed it, but it's like, I need to research things so that I can make my productions for later. So the point is, if you like that type of more personal, sit down, sip coffee with me type thing, membership $4.99 a month is the best way to do that, because I'm much more chilled over there, more casual, talking less about crime and more about canals in Utrecht, old buildings, coffee cafes, I should say. Don't say coffee shops in the Netherlands. If you ever come to visit the Netherlands, don't say, I'm looking for a coffee shop, because they will direct you to the nearest special brownie place. It's called cafes over here if you want actual coffee. So, yes, I take you on walks. And yes, my husband, Mr. Grizzly, and I have just bought weekend passes, which means that we can travel anywhere we want for a set fee per month. I'm not going to go into the details of this. I was going to like break it down, but let's just focus on what's important, right? We got a weekend pass, which means on weekends we can travel as much as we like, and we only pay a certain subscription per month to get this, right? Cool perks. So it's kind of like train membership. And so we plan to on Sundays go places, you know. Sometimes the weather's bad, especially in winter. It gets like really cold, of course. And so sometimes I won't go out. I'll just be here in my office, but I do want to go out more and explore new places, and of course take you along. And today, my selfie gimbal, it's like a selfie stick, but it's got a gimbal that can like rotate and do cool things. I got that. So thank you. Because of your support, I was able to get that. So I'm so excited for that I can pop you guys on there and take you around, and it won't be shaky anymore like that. I'm so excited. So I look forward to lots of cool outings with you. There's a video for members once a week at minimum. So very excited about that. Okay, take a deep breath, everyone. Take a deep breath. If you haven't yet checked out my other episodes, I've done quite a few again in the last few days, so please go and check those out. You know, catch up a little bit, even just give it a thumbs up and make a comment. I really appreciate all the engagement and you guys helping to boost the Grizzly community into the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. And remember also to check out my second channel, Grizzly True Crime Highlights. Go and subscribe over there. The link is in the description box. Because, for instance, this is a 55-minute episode. If you want all of these highlights in 5 minutes, then you just go over there. You'll get everything bullet point. This is what we discussed. This is what we did. This is what we learned in 5 minutes or so. I try to keep it around 5 minutes. There's no overtime there. No overtime. Over here, we do overtime every time and lots of waffling. Over there, it's just like, okay, these are the facts. So go check it out over there. I'd appreciate your support on that channel as well. And I'll see you in the next one.